lot of people really don't give this match much attention, or at least they do, and it's usually saying that Godzilla stomps or Godzilla overkills. Well, today here's pretty much the honest truth for Godzilla fans here, and not saying that Godzilla can't beat Giratina, the second strongest Pokemon in the verse, that pretty much is second to Arceus, the strongest of the creation trio here. But hey, a lot of people say Godzilla win here, and I'm here to say for every reason why Giratina kind of murks Godzilla here. So, first things first, we have to cover the normal stuff of Godzilla here. We should all know that Godzilla is literally one of the strongest or one of the most powerful beings in fiction, right? I think it's safe to say that he cements himself across, multiple verses, that he is definitely a universal to multiversal threat, right? I mean, this guy has, shown that he's stronger than any monster in this verse, only rivaled by Space Godzilla Destroyer and, you guessed it, Ghidorah. We have the fact that, in Marvel Comics, he's literally one-shot the Hulk, casually, stressed out Hercules, the guy who can lift the heavens. And, as we all should know, this dude was pressing Thor so hard that Thor legit was about to give up. Yeah, same dude that could reverse the world tree and push back 9 universes was about to give up against Godzilla. Yeah, I think it's safe to say here. I mean, Godzilla has even shown on multiple occasions here that, his strength, his durability has been able to carry him to victory. He's great at underwater combat, breaking the arms of monsters that are, should be really his equals underwater. And I think that's pretty ridiculous by itself here. There's also the fact that this dude in Marvel Comics actually pulled off one of the most legendary feats I've seen. That's bust out of an Invisible Woman's force field. And Invisible Woman can contain, characters like Hulk, and Hulk level beings here. It's absolutely ridiculous. Godzilla is also fast enough to react to monsters that have dodged his atomic breath here, or just straight up outreacted beings much smaller than him, like the Avengers. This guy casually reacted to Iron Man, Vision, Thor. He was casually able to tag Human Torch. All right, these characters are like many times faster than light. All right, I'll definitely give it that. It's pretty simple here. Then, you have the fact that Godzilla has been able to take attacks from the Skyfather-like beings. Poseidon, has some of his lore behind him. He's killed Ares, the embodiment of war, and Zeus here. Now, let me take this sip real quick, and I'll get back to you. Ooh, that's some nice, good. That's some ice cold Pepsi right there. Hey. Then you had the fact that he's been able to go toe-to-toe with monsters that have shown to be more skilled than him, monsters that have pretty much more mobility, all right? That's a key factor in any fight here. And yet Godzilla has always came out on top when it came to strength, durability, and combat speed. I mean, this is a guy who's been able to, fight against Rodan and Batara, these first and third fastest. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. Excuse me, the first and third fastest in my opinion of the monster, Godzilla lore here. That's pretty impressive in my opinion here. Then the fact that this guy really couldn't be beaten by anyone. I mean, this Avengers team literally had the likes of Hulk, Thor, the Thing, and Vision, Hercules. And here's the thing. Hulk, Thor, Thing, and Hercules were able to press Thanos. Yeah, that's some ridiculous stuff in my opinion here. Then we don't even need to talk about his atomic breath, which has literally been able to destroy planets, blow through, and kill Space Godzilla, who's, pretty much like multiple solar system plus level. He's like solar system plus if you want to count that. And then there's the higher, verse scaling here. Then his red spiral ray, which just simply scales above that. It's made to cripple monsters that are immune to his atomic breath, like Vegeta, and kill the likes of Destroyer, who you could say has a high. Yeah, I guess you could say he has a weakness to like high radiation temperatures or whatever, but still, it's pretty impressive here in my opinion. But that's not the case here. Giratina can definitely counter Godzilla's atomic breath pretty easily here. I mean, he can use abilities like Will-O-Wisp, all right, which is a fire type move. There's also Aura Sphere, which is actually, in my opinion, a good counter to his atomic breath, maybe even the red spiral ray. But there's just the fact that he's just many times above Godzilla when it comes to the tiering or into the, universal cosmology, if you want to say. So really, you have the fact that Palkia, the embodiment of space in the entire Pokemon multiverse. Yes, the Pokemon verse is a multiverse. There are just dimensions on top of dimensions, and you can see Earth as kind of like a access point between those gateways. You have Dialga and Palkia, who are the embodiments of space, which is Palkia, and Dialga, the embodiment of time. These guys are actually able to casually um erase verses, as a side effect of their battle. These guys would erase the main Pokemon universe where our planet resides here. These guys were literally just tearing apart the fabric of reality, or at least just tearing apart space and time itself here with their, fights. They've been able to do this on multiple occasions here, to the point where other legendary Pokemon, or at least low level legendary Pokemon here. This would include Pokemon like on the, I would say the same tier as Darkrai. So you have like characters like Darkrai, Solgaleo, Lunala, Necromaza, Yveltal, Xerneas. Characters on that caliber would not be able to interfere in that kind of match here. And Giratina pretty much just bodies them. Now, Giratina is a ghost and dragon type, which is actually pretty important here. Has the abilities like pressure and telepathy, meaning he can make his opponent, he can actually control his opponent. He can actually read his opponent's thoughts here. They might say, well, Legendary hasn't Godzilla, been able to resist that before? Yes, so I guess you could say that's not a surefire way for Giratina to win here. But the fact is here, Giratina is many times more powerful than Godzilla. We might say so is Ghidorah. But and yes, I would agree with you, but I wouldn't put Ghidorah as in the same playing field or even in the same tier as Giratina. And this is coming from me, whose channel was built up from Godzilla, or basically from King Ghidorah himself. He basically gave birth to this channel, right? With Giratina, he was born as 1/3 of Arceus. You have Dialga, Palkia, and then there's your big brother, Giratina. I mean, he's just many times more powerful than the both of them, to the point where they cannot beat him one-on-one, and they cannot beat him when he's together. He has more abilities than them and has just about the same abilities. He can open portals, distort reality with just a roar here, and it's really to the point that, it's really just not fair for them, all right? Giratina also is able to fight against not only Dialga and Palkia, but against some of the most powerful legendary Pokemon in that verse. He's fought against Darkrai, Regigigas, Dialga, Palkia, and other legendary Pokemon that have tried to stand up with them, and he absolutely manhandled these guys with minimal ease here. Now, that's important because Regigigas scales above Regirock, Regice, and Registeel, who are able to fight against Charizards. Charizards are pretty much powerful in their own right here. Even at base, they can contend with, the likes of Suicune, even, fight against Pokemon like, Metagrosses, alright? You can even say they scale to Tyranitar's, which are just absolutely ridiculous and monstrous in power here. Giratina is also immune to Erasure. He's also just not going to be affected by Godzilla's Atomic Breath here because Dialga and Palkia's best and most powerful energy blasts have, no effect on him at all. It's really ridiculous here. There's also the fact that in a physical fight, it's going to do nothing, as Regigigas, someone who I will put in the same league as Godzilla, or at least close to his strength level. If not, over time would surpass it, because, he has the slow start, thing here where he'll just get stronger and stronger as the fight progresses here. He's not able to affect Giratina despite the fact that he was fighting him for a good amount of time here. Giratina can also use shadow killing, which is killing his opponent by a shadow, and he can use the Shadow Force. The Shadow Force is an ability that allows you to bypass and take away your opponent's durability. So say if you have Superman and you use Red Solar Radiation and Kryptonite on him, that takes away his durability, enough for you to stab him with a basic knife, right? Basically, on that kind of caliber here, you have the fact that, he's basically, he's just absolutely ridiculous when it comes to hacks here. I mean, this guy can use Dragon Breath, and I'm not sure if this is pretty much for all versions of Dragon Breath here, but the damage you inflict upon the user is really just bounced back onto you 10 times that amount. All right. Giratina is also a reality warper. Oh, wait. Well, let me cover that first. So if Godzilla is able to even harm Giratina, all he has to do is use Dragon Breath, and Godzilla gets the same amount of damage he did to Giratina back on to him. And it's going to hurt. Like, many times worse. Like, just ridiculous. Then again, he can always phase through his Atomic Breath. Then there's the Shadow Force, which would just nade, Godzilla entirely. Take away his durability, and probably take away some of his hacks resistance as well here. And get a good old, GG, it's you. That's pretty much it here. There's also the fact that Giratina can manipulate antimatter, even form it around his opponents here. He can also take Godzilla to his universe where he is more powerful, and you're basically only going to escape if you're, have the same manipulation as the Dialga, or if he doesn't close that portal and just lets you go. That's pretty much how it's going to work with Giratina here. Now, you might say, well, Godzilla has fought the Avengers, the X-Men, and the Fantastic Four combined. Honestly, you had a couple mutants in there, so I guess you could probably say it's the X-Men. But I would have to say here that Giratina would do that and probably kill them. Yeah, while Godzilla considered them a nuisance, Giratina would probably consider them like, okay, I'm really just tired of you guys just, like, poking me. I'm just going to have to kill you. So you just have that here. And to be honest, he would do the same thing Godzilla would do, but then with his added versatility and his added power set, and the same having a higher power level than Godzilla here, not to sound like a Dragon Ball fan or whatever, but he just operates on a higher level than Godzilla here. He would basically be able to do the same things Godzilla did and just magnify it, if not just flat out erase everyone on the spot, minus Thor, Hulk, and Hercules. So that's all I have to say here, guys. Giratina is just way beyond Godzilla. Please comment down below, like and subscribe, and share with your friends, and I'll see you guys soon.